The kingdom of Kush, a land of powerful queens and golden pyramids, was drowning in its own sorrow. For weeks, the great Nile River, which was the very life of the empire, had stopped flowing. The river was blocked, not by sand, but by the colossal shadow of the Serpent of Amun. This monster wasn't just hungry, it was a curse made flesh. Every day the water stood still, the crisis deepened. The serpent's breath scorched the riverbanks, burning villages to ash. The fear in the capital city of Meroe was thicker than the dust. The people had a saying, "The true enemy is the one who steals your water." And this serpent was stealing everything, their water, their food, and their hope. But the serpent's terror was just a puppet on a string. It was the sign of a much bigger, much colder threat. The monstrous python was doing the work of Kush's greatest enemy, breaking the people's spirit, leaving them weak and vulnerable. It was like an axe hitting the root of a great, strong tree. The Queen Amanirenas saw this plan clearly. If she did not move now, the whole empire would fall to famine before the real war even began. Queen Amanirenas, the Kandake, was known as the mother of warriors. She was a ruler who preferred the weight of a sword to the weight of a crown. She understood that a leader cannot save her people by waiting for a miracle. She refused to let the people of Kush whisper that their queen was weak. The time for praying was over. She would face the beast alone, where the river meets the desert, and end the curse herself. The sun was low. The air was heavy with the smell of wet earth and primal fear. Queen Amanirenas ran, her armor clanking. Behind her, the monstrous Serpent of Amun was closing in, a beast that had cut off the river to starve her entire kingdom. She slid to a halt in a sunny clearing. She was done running. The serpent roared and a searing blast of blackened fire erupted. Amanirenas slammed her shield down, barely deflecting the inferno. The intense heat instantly began to melt the gold plating. She had to drop the shield. The beast didn't hesitate, whipping its massive coils out, aiming to crush her to dust. The queen's will was now her only shield. The long silence that followed the monster's death was the sound of the entire kingdom breathing again. Amanirenas had saved the river, but the victory was bittersweet. It was like winning a small battle, only to find a colossal army waiting behind the hill. The true threat was not the serpent, it was the powerful Roman Empire. Led by the ruthless Emperor Augustus, Rome saw Kush's struggle against the monster as their perfect chance. The queen had used up all her energy fighting the famine. Now, she was weak. The Roman general Petronius was already marching south, intending to steal every last ounce of Kush's treasure. Rome knew about the gold, but they badly underestimated the fire in the heart of the warrior queen. But Amanirenas was not just a warrior. She was a master strategist. She knew she couldn't fight both Rome and the traitor at the same time. She chose to crush the internal threat first. Using a decoy army, she made the traitor governor believe the palace was empty. When the traitor came out of the shadows to seize the throne, the queen's remaining loyal guard units sealed every exit. The betrayal was exposed, and the traitor's plot ended quickly, ending the threat within. With the palace secure, Queen Amanirenas immediately turned her attention to the north. She launched a brutal counterattack against the Roman legions. Her famed archers poured arrows down on the surprised Roman forces. Her soldiers fought with the desperate fury of people defending their home. The fighting was fierce, but the Roman army, expecting an easy victory, was broken by the queen's relentless will. In a final, magnificent display of victory, Amanirenas led her troops to seize Roman battle flags and cut off the bronze head of a statue of Emperor Augustus. She buried the head beneath the steps of a temple, a powerful message to Rome that their god emperor would forever be trodden underfoot by Kush. She had won the war, proving that the strength of a kingdom is not in its gold, but in the unbreakable will of its queen. The warrior queen's reign of defiance was secured. She defeated the monster, crushed the traitor, and drove the might of the Roman Empire back across the sands. If you enjoyed this complete epic tale of Queen Amanirenas, hit the subscribe button to join us as we explore the myths and legends of other forgotten empires. We have many more worlds to discover.